Guys, good morning. Happy Saturday. Y'all have been begging to have class outside, so here you go. Your wish came true. I'm in my backyard, and I wanted to show y'all. I'm going to give y'all a little tour of what my backyard kind of looks like. So there's my little house. Right there is the side view of my little house. There's Lily. And there's Natalie. And then there is my big backyard.
Hey,
that is
a big dog.
You will stop. There is a water area. Don't worry, we don't swim in that. And that yard beyond the fence is also my yard. There's a playground for the girls. Oh, hey, look, there's a lesson board. Speaking of a lesson board, let's get started, guys. So this lesson is going to be a little shorter than usual because all you have to do for today is page 160. So if you want to turn to page 160 in your grammar books, I'm going to show you what I want you to do on this page. And then all you have to do is complete it and then either scan it into Google, into your Google assignment, or have your parents take a picture of it for me, and then they can send that to me. So let's look at my board. I have the first 3 numbers on my board right here. So let me switch to where you can see me. Hello again. And I'm going to show you what I want you to do, because I noticed on some of your other assignments from last week, some of y'all were underlining or circling prepositions or verbs or nouns. And I tried to make a note of that where I saw it on Google Classroom. So if you would just watch me as I go through each of these sentences so you know exactly what I'm looking for when it comes to adjectives. That way when you finish this assignment, you'll be on top of things for adjectives. So I'm going to switch to the board now. Okay, so here is my board. So the first sentence reads, the Victorian chair was covered in bright green velvet. So I'm going to look at this sentence, and the easiest thing to do is look for each noun because we've already gone over nouns. So if you look at number 1, what is my first noun? That's right, chair. So I am not going to underline chair. I'm just going to point at it. I'm not going to circle it, underline it, or anything. I'm just going to recognize that that is my noun. So now I'm going to ask myself, what words are describing chair? What are adjectives that come before chair? And so there are 2. There is the word the, and you can underline or circle, and then Victorian. Okay, a lot of y'all were missing the thes, especially when it was the first word in the sentence. Don't forget the thes, the a's, and the ands. Articles are adjectives. And notice I circled them separately. Okay, whether you circle or underline, do not combine the words. Okay, some of y'all circled like 3 or 4 words together. You have to do each of them separately. That way it's clear what you are identifying as an adjective. Okay, so far we have the Victorian, chair is your noun, was covered. What do we call that, guys? So just for identification purposes, was covered is what? That's your noun. Whoop. This is your verb. So you're going to label that as your verb. You do not need to do this on your exercise. I'm just doing this for y'all for teaching purposes. On your exercise, all you need to do is circle your adjectives. Okay, so in bright green velvet. So what is the word in? Is that an adjective? No, that is a prep. So that is a preposition. So again, we're not going to do anything with prepositions. So let's look at where is our next noun here. So bright green velvet. What do we have left? Oop, almost got attacked by my word. That's right. Velvet is my other noun. So what words are describing velvet? That's right. Bright and green. So on your book in number 1, you should have 4 words circled. The Victorian and bright green. These words, chair was covered in, and velvet should not be circled. Please make sure you're also not rushing through the assignment, because that's how we also make mistakes. And when you're done, always double, triple check like I have y'all do in class. Okay, just like we do in class, you're going to have to look over your assignment before you share it with me, please. Okay, let's look at number 2. Have the dirty bandages been removed from the large cut this morning? Hopefully no one has gotten cuts since they've been on break. Been able to play outside some. So where is my first noun? That's right, bandages. So I'm going to label that just for teaching purposes as our noun. Now what is have? That word should look very familiar because it is a what? That's right, it's a helping verb. So do we do anything with helping verbs in this exercise? No. Okay, so we know we don't worry about have. We know we don't worry about bandages. So what two words are describing bandages? That's right. The dirty. Again, circle them separately. And those both words are describing bandages. Now, since this is a question, your question word is also your helping verb. So where's the rest of your verb phrase? Been removed. So this is your verb phrase. So don't worry about that. We're going to leave that alone. And then what's the next part? Okay, the last part is, next part is a prepositional phrase. From the large cut. So what is from? Yep, that's a prep. So don't label that. Please leave that one alone for right now. Don't cross out your prep phrases in this exercise, just circling adjectives. So what's our next noun? The large cut this morning. That's right, it's cut. So we're going to label that as your noun. What words are describing cut? Okay, if you said the, or circled, the and large, you are right. And what's our last noun? Okay, there's one more noun in this sentence. That's right, morning. Morning is a noun. And then what word is describing morning? This. If you remember, circle it. That is a demonstrative adjective. This, that, these, and those. They come right before the nouns they are describing. Okay, so number 2, you should have these words circled. The dirty, the large, and this. Everything else has a different role, as you see on my board. Have is a helping verb. Bandage, morning, and cut are your nouns. Been removed is your verb phrase. And from is a prep. Okay, so let's look at number 3. This will be the last one we do together. You need to do 4 through 10 by yourself. So let's do number 3 together. Her dress for the ball was glamorous and dazzling under the shimmering crystal lights. Woohoo! Okay, so where's your first noun? I almost dropped my marker, but y'all didn't see that. That's right, it is dress. So, noun. What word is describing dress? Is it for the ball? No. Is it her? Yep. So, whose dress? It's her dress. There's an example of a possessive pronoun describing your noun. Her, whose dress? Her dress. Okay. So the next thing we have is for the ball. What type of phrase is that? Prep phrase. Very good. So, what is this? That's right, it is a prep. So do we do anything with our prepositions? No. What word do we circle that's describing ball? Because ball is our noun. I forgot to ask that. Ball is your noun. That's right, the word the. So circle the word the. Very good. Okay, now what is was? What is we call, let's try that again. What do we call the word was? Your verb. Or specifically your linking verb. We'll just label it as your verb. So do we need to do anything with verbs? No. I should hear everyone yelling no right now. Let me hear your best no. I think I heard some of y'all. Very good. So we have the next words we have are glamorous and dazzling. So are these words description words? Yes, they are. So we're going to circle them. Now what word, I lost you there. What word are glamorous and dazzling describing? What was glamorous and dazzling? Her what? Her dress. So that is the word, the glamorous and dazzling. Maybe saying, but Mrs. Flynn, they're coming after the noun and not before the noun. Well, these are special adjectives. We call these predicate adjectives, and we're going to get to these tomorrow on your next video lesson. In fact, the rest of your week, the rest until April 3rd will be all about predicate adjectives. So you will be very aware of these lovely words at the end of the week. Okay, so let's finish up this sentence. Under the shimmering crystal lights. So what's the word under? Is that an adjective? Nope, it is a preposition. So that's your prep. Again, remember, if you don't remember your prepositions, you have a full list of them in front of your book. Should be on the first page. If you have torn out that page and you have lost it, sorry, but I'm sure you can Google prepositions and you will find a whole slew of examples for you. Okay, so what's our next noun? That's right, the very last word of the sentence is the noun, lights. Now, what words are describing lights? We have 3 words, so looking for 3 words here. That's right, we have the word the. Don't forget your articles, a, an, and the. Those are also adjectives. What else? Shimmering and crystal. Okay, so the adjectives you should have circled for number 3 are her, the, glamorous, dazzling, the, shimmering, and crystal. Again, a few observations. I circled each of them separately. If you underline, you need to underline each of them separately. You also need to make your marks very dark, very clear as to what you're underlining. A couple of y'all could not read some of them, so make sure you're very clear and distinct in choosing your answers. And also, I circled each of them separately. If I just said that, I am so sorry. My brain is a little fried. But for the rest of this article, for the rest of this page, see, this is the page, I'm sorry, shade being outside. That is what you need to do for this page on page 160. And once you finish that, you just upload it up to your Google assignment, and I will grade it for you. Bye, guys. I miss you all, and I'm praying for y'all.